Good morning. All right, it is another Tuesday. So I've been playing. Yesterday was Monday and it was a busy day. I cleaned the house top to bottom, and today I'm in the studio taking it easy because my back said so. So, yes, my back because it's sore. Anyway, doodling. No, not doodling. Although it is a type of doodling, but it's repeat pattern backgrounds. And then you just have fun with it. So it's basically doodling, but in a different way. So I am using just some stamps. This is a good time to get out some old stamps that you want to. I'm going to grab another piece of paper because that's the one that is now full. I just have an inexpensive paper pad, watercolor paper pad. It depends on what you're using, of course. If you're just using Copic markers and whatnot else, by all means use Copic paper because it'll probably work a lot better for you. I just have my water container jar. I put elastic on there so my paintbrush doesn't roll off. I think sometimes my desk might be on a bit of an angle and it just, yeah, it's not nice when it rolls off on you. And then I just have my watercolor markers. You can use gelatos. You can use your watercolor tins, whatever you have on hand. You can get your old stamps out and experiment. You can do whatever you feel like, of course. But that's what I'm doing. Since I've already made the one, I'm going to just quickly just show you another one. Just have fun with it. Let's see, I want to try these ones. This would be kind of cool. So these are part of a set. So it has a large one, 4 small ones, and then it has a border one, and then a couple of other corners or something like that. So I thought these would be kind of cool. Now I had, oh, what was it? No, I made my own, but that's okay. So this one, because it lends itself to making circles, but I thought it'd be kind of cool. Maybe this one would be working better. I don't know. So maybe this will work better. Let's see if this will work. Experimentation, people. Experimentation. Just have to be careful. But repeat patterns are kind of cool. Now I can't really. You could obviously do this, you know, a little better than what I'm doing. So something like that, which is kind of cool. You could put them closer together and make them look like mermaid scales. That'd be kind of neat. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to do a couple of different ones and just experiment and see for myself how this works. I'm just using an inexpensive watercolor paper, so it's not really all that. Oh, okay. This could be interesting though. Getting them lined up is a different story altogether. So one thing about non-clear stamps, see what I mean? Yeah. So this is where I would end up going over it with something else, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So I would tend to go like this. And just go more mosaic. I'm not worried about that part. But half the fun of this is just being able to do something different. It's a quick way to fill up a background, and it's a quick way to make your own designs for anything that you want. So it doesn't have to be an architectural stamp. It could be something different. You know what? Let's do it this way. So my daughter is getting married soon, my oldest. So let's do something a little bit different. But if you wanted to do your own little something, you totally could. So repeat patterns, just doing something different. I hate to say it, but I think sometimes this is more fun than regular stamping. I don't know why. It just lends itself to, I don't know, more imagination. It's definitely a lot more fun. Anyway. And if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. That's what it's all about, is making mistakes, making messes, and just having fun with it. So, and that's okay. Just have my little acetate next to me to put my marker on. I find it's so much easier to have it on my desk at all times, and I just attach it with some washi. Anyway, so I might do this for my daughter's wedding album, like a little scrapbook album. I'll just make a fun little thing for her. So I'm just practicing some different little techniques so that I can just see what I like to use for it. And this would be great for thank you cards also. I'm not so sure if it would lend itself to wedding invitations unless it's a very casual affair kind of thing. Or for a bridal shower. I think that'd be kind of cool. And you can just sort of have fun with it a bit. But repeat patterns I find very relaxing because you don't really have to think about it. You can just sort of experiment with the layout. And it's kind of, you can do whatever you feel like. And if it doesn't work out, it's just paper. You can paint over it. You can use it in your scrapbook, scrapbook album, in your art journal. You could totally do that. So, but, yeah, just have fun with it. It doesn't even have to be all exactly the same. Let me just go back in a bit. So just have some fun. It's very relaxing. Unless, of course, you're being very precise, then it might not be so relaxing for you. I recommend just having fun with it and not worrying too much about staying in the lines or getting all the colors right. That's too stressful. It's like, when you do the coloring books and the line, oh my goodness, sometimes the lines are so small and tiny, and it's like, I find that stressful in those coloring books, and Zentangles. As much as I like collecting them, it's can be very stressful to color in them. But they're great inspiration for different pictures and stuff like that. So I do enjoy that. And sometimes using one as a background on a card or whatever is a lot of fun too. Because you can just potentially, create something a little bit different. So you see how this just sort of, you can just sort of do whatever you feel like. And it doesn't really have to be any one thing. And you can do an ombre effect very easily with this too. So depending on how you want to do this, it can be very interesting. And I'm pretty sure each time you do this, you'll end up with a different result because, it depends on how you feel and how you want to put your colors together. So you can experiment. This would be really, really pretty with some heat embossing. That'd be really pretty. So if you wanted to get rid of some colors that you don't know what to do with, and you know you're never going to buy it again, so you can experiment with it. And I think that'd be actually kind of cool. So these make great little invitations. That'd be so cute. For a bridal shower, or even for whatever you feel like. I don't know. I got wedding on the brain lately, so that seems to be what's popping out at the moment. But it's a different way of just, making a regular background. You can just experiment with it a little bit. So that's kind of cool. You can keep it as soft and neutral as you want, or you can go bright or whatever you feel like. So, yeah. So I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. I was spoiled and treated very well. I enjoyed myself. Went out for breakfast twice, and now I need to go for I don't know how many walks. Oh my goodness. I was well fed, let's put it that way. I got some organization for my studio, which I'm very, very happy about. And yeah, got some more paintbrushes. I go through paintbrushes like crazy. I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't know, I tend to get a little lazy in cleaning them, and then they go all kind of gross. And then I tend to use some of the ones for like Mod Podge and things like that. They're the ones that don't seem to last very well. So we'll see how that works out. I think sometimes I tend to be a little lazy with my paintbrushes, unfortunately, but oh well. I do use them still. I still keep them if they're not broken, or if I can't get them clean anymore or whatever. I still use them for many different things, so I'm not too concerned about it, but sometimes it can get a little out of hand. I'll leave them in the water way too long, and it's like, oh, I should not have done that. But oh well. So on Pinterest, they have these different boards where they do different color combinations, which I think in this instance, you can really practice your color combining. And I think it's a good way to sort of do your own little swatches. So if you didn't want to use these right away and you wanted to see which combination would look best on, on a card or a scrapbook or whatever you're using it for, I think this is a good way to experiment, because you can see how your inks react and how your stamps look and how the color combinations can all just sort of work together. I think it's a lot of fun to sort of experiment this way. And if you didn't want to use stamps, you can obviously use a combination of stamps and scrapbook paper or shapes or whatever you feel like. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. So like I said, experiment. Repeat patterns. You never know what you come up with. This is just sort of off the cuff. Again, clear stamp would probably work better with this because you can see and place it properly, but I think this would be really cool as mermaid scales for, like a pool party invitation or things like that. This is cute for a bridal shower, maybe not these colors, it depends on what your colors are, but you get the idea. And then just, having fun with it and not taking yourself too seriously and doodling and yeah, seeing what you can come up with. So hopefully on Thursday, I'll have a few more examples and of things that I made out of them. So I'm hoping to make some cards, and yeah, we shall see what we can come up with. So half the fun is experimentation, I find, in the studio anyway. And then, yeah, practice, 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 because you never know what you can come up with. So I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.